I know the social workers are going to see this, so I'm going to make the video for you. You are never, ever going to...
It absolutely breaks my heart watching Brooke fight for her sister. Brooke and anybody else out there, you are fighting a beast. It's a beast. There's no other way of putting it. And everybody who is complicit in this system that is letting children down, letting young people down, are gonna one day have to face the consequences. Because there are people behind the scenes, like myself and like other people, that are campaigning and protesting and researching constantly, daily and daily. Brooke, if you're watching this, darling, you met my daughter the other day, Aisha. She was in care, hence why I do this. I can't tell her story, but her story is horrific. What she went through in care and what they put myself through as well. There was absolutely no need for it. So that's why now I try and help other people get through it, even if it's just emotionally, practically. And I'm learning about human rights, the Children's Act, Brooke, with your little sister being 14 to 15, she can get her own solicitor, her own advocate. They won't tell her this, but she will be allowed to have that. Yes, Brooke, they will use your past against you. This is to everyone. They'll use your future that hasn't happened yet and probably won't happen, but they never use the present. Okay? So, in that case, why don't they close all the prisons? Because what they're saying is people can't be rehabilitated. I'm not the same person I was 20 years ago. I'm not the same person I was 5 years ago. I've done a lot of growing, and like many people do. We learn, we grow, we make mistakes, we learn from them, we grow. Well, there's some dickheads that don't, let's face it. They're just like horrible people, but you know what I mean? When they go into a certain profession that takes children on the future risk of harm. When you start fighting like this is when they start making up the lies. This is when they say, oh, you can't have contact. This is when they say, oh, your sister doesn't want to see you, or your daughter doesn't want to see you, or they're trying to break the bond. They're trying to break the bond between you and your sister, or you and your child, or your child and you. That's what it's designed to do, because the easier it is for them to keep the children in care. Because let's face it, that's at the end of the day, they want to keep the children in care. They don't want what's best for the child. They just want to make sure they keep that child in care because they've got the money for that child. It's 80% of children that are in care, I'd say, shouldn't be there. 80% should not be there. And this is a genocide. It's a genocide of the family. It's disgusting. It's disgraceful. It's crimes against humanity. I hope people really wake up and really see what is going on. We are not all, bashing our heads against the wall and doing this research and trying to make changes for nothing. There are children literally attempting, the worst, in care, crying to go home. There are parents that are left absolutely mortified and, again, not wanting to be here. Yeah, this is the situation we're in the UK. And the UK is one of the only countries that does forced adoption. Forced adoption is when a child is taken from the womb, straight from the womb. So you're not even giving that mother or father a chance to be a parent. I just think it's disgusting. I think it's absolutely disgusting. There's a lot coming out about the child trafficking that's been going on in the world at the moment, yeah? Keep fighting for the kids. But please, if you're in the UK and you know somebody who is going through this, or you are not aware of this system, please look into it, because all you have to do is just Google social services neglect cases and you'll see all the lot. Yeah, the children, they're not being looked after properly, they're not being cared for, they're being neglected, there's gross misconduct, yeah, there's like abuse, abuse. Keeping a child from their family is abuse. Keeping them from their biological family, that is abuse, and it breaches their human rights. They breach your human rights day in, day out, and they get away with it. Why do they get away with it? Because there's money involved in it, and a lot of money involved in it. And there's a lot of corruption involved in it, and a lot of people will be outed if the truth all comes out. Why do you think they put people behind bars and to keep them shut up? People like Melanie Shaw, Julian Musaj, I think his name is, who released the WikiLeaks. When you start fighting for your child or for your sister or for your brother, yeah, they come down on you worse. They'll start bringing all your past, and that's triggering. They'll be triggering you. Just be aware of that. They do this because they learn on the course to use psyops. What the police learn and what the army learn, yeah, social services learn also. They learn how to confuse you. Yeah, they'll come round one day and say one thing, then they'll come round another day and say a different thing. That is on purpose. I thought my social worker just had a really bad memory and was like, I was like, you're really good shit. She was shit at a job anyhow, but you know what I'm saying? Like, but I know now, what I know now after 7-8 years of this bullshit, is that they actually learn it. And I know that from an ex-police officer who comes on protests with us and knows a lot about the system. He knows that they learn psyops and they learn how to manipulate and coerce a situation. All you can do is fight and fight and fight. Learn your human rights, the UN Convention for Human Rights. If it means taking it all the way to Strasbourg in Europe, where they have to orchestrate their work under the UN Convention of Human Rights for adults and for children. If there's anything more you need to know, just let me know. Just inbox me. I'll try my best. Remember, there's the Children's Act of 1989 that you can learn. The child has the right to a family life. There's the human rights, and the right to a fair trial as well is in the human rights. And you don't get a fair trial in those courts. So make sure, if you're going to take it all the way and you want to go higher and higher and higher to different courts, that you make sure you put in that there's a breach of your human rights. Because then if that is written and down in paper, it could possibly end up in a high court, and even better in the European courts. Good luck with everything. I know it's difficult. Been there, still doing it for people now, still trying. God bless.